This is a Cherry Garage how-to video, a how-to on full brake kit on a Mazda Protege. We're doing a full disc brake system, so it only applies to ones that have disc brakes on the rear as well. Mine's an MP3, it's a sports suspension style, so it has a little bit different brakes, but the setup is exactly the same. And I'll be showing you what tools you need, what steps you have to take, and how to do it all.
Alright, so the first thing you want to do after you get your car lifted, make sure you got your e-brake on. You can take off the wheels. You got a 19mm socket, a breaker bar, lefty-loosey. Pull the e-brake better. It's also smart to break the bolts loose before you lift the car.
There you go. Or get an impact.
Impact.
I got full pads with hardware kit, which is pretty important, with little metal shims. Usually brake kits don't come with them. Another one. These look like the front, because they're bigger. I got rotors from Evolution, they're coated. Those are pretty. These are the rears. The single. The fronts have the double with the vents on them. So what we're going to do is start on the rear, take off the caliper, take the pads out, depress the caliper piston, put the new shims in, grease it up, put the pads in, and put the new rotor on. Then put it all back together, and then repeat it for the front. Here you're going to want to take the e-brake off. You'll also need a 14mm ratchet or wrench, but the bigger it is, the better. Some rotors have a little screw hole if it's stuck, but they should just come off pretty easy. The back one has a single. That. The rear ones. A good idea, always, when you're doing a brake job, is to grease the caliper pins. I went ahead and reattached the caliper to its mounting point and took a rubber mallet and hammered off the piston part so I can get to the pins to clean them. Mine are pretty rusty, so I'm going to sand them lightly and then put some grease on it. And then while this is off, I'll have better access to depress the piston. In order to depress the piston, to put new pads in, you'll have to get a 14mm socket and take the bolt off the back of the caliper, which is directly behind the piston. It is not connected to a bracket, and once that's out, you take a 4mm or a 4 size 4. I think it's 4mm hex bit or Allen key, and loosen the bolt that's in there as much as you want until you can depress it with your fingers, the piston, and until you have enough space, and then you can put everything back together. So I'll go ahead and do that. You can take the caliper off all the way and then clean the guides for the shim guides or hardware, whatever it is. Clean the insides where it sits, snap them in, and then grease it all up. And then grease these pins up, and then you can slide it back in to the piston housing. Then you can put the rotor on, put the pads in here, and then slide it on and bolt it together. After installing the new hardware and greasing it up, greasing the pins and slide it back in, take your pads, grease the backs of it and the contact points, which are little wings on the sides. And you can slide them on in, and then put it all together.